My name is Mikkel Fawkes. This is my final presentation video, and I decided to do it on bioengineered body parts. This is kind of a personal subject for me. I have an uncle that has had a prosthetic leg ever since I've known him for over 20 years. And just watching him struggle with things that he loves to do every day, like fishing, biking, all these things, and having this disability just because of an accident that happened to him, has really kind of struck me, and I've seen what kind of difficulties he's gone through. And so as I began to research, I thought that it would be mostly about those kinds of things, prosthetic limbs, which obviously is a huge field of that science, but most of the articles that I found were about organs. So one of the really cool articles that I found, it was about an exhibit currently going on in Europe where they've allowed people to see formations of a heart at different stages of a person's life. This has allowed people to just become more connected with kind of what goes on inside their bodies. And I thought that was really cool. And then the article went on to explain that obviously the ideal end result of this kind of science, this kind of breakthrough, would be that we could create a functioning heart. Now this is huge, and this is obviously far into the future, but this would save so many lives. However, there are ethical concerns with this, as there are with any time you experiment on humans, and kind of play with the idea of human life, I guess you could say, human creation. So I think a lot of people would be nervous at this kind of technology, but based off of my Uncle Johnny and other people that I know that have needed heart transplants, lung transplants, a lot of these people would be willing to try something like that, just to not only give a better opportunity of survival or a better quality of life for themselves, but for those in the future that would reap the benefits of their willingness to experiment with this kind of science. I also read an article on an artificial lung that they've already successfully used in a pig, which would mean that we could eventually use this on humans, obviously, years in advance, at least 10. But just the possibility of that, I think, gives hope for a lot of people. A lot of people kind of have the thinking that, like, we shouldn't play God in this situation, or we shouldn't play the creator or whatever made us, right? But no matter what made us, we were made with the ability to create science and to create technology. If we weren't meant to create certain things, I don't think we would have been given the ability, if that makes sense. Obviously, we need to use it for good. I mean, we create weapons, they can be used for good or for bad, right? But we were given the ability to create weapons for good purposes. So I think we were given the ability to create artificial limbs and organs for good purposes. At least that's my opinion on the ethical side of things. It makes me excited that science like this is possible. It makes me excited that people care enough about their fellow human beings to try to create this kind of thing. People with this kind of knowledge could be selfish and not share it with the world and not use it to help other people. I think it's amazing that they do that.